Oh, hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of your weekly dose of Terraform. Well, as you can imagine, it was not really weekly dose of Terraform, at least for me, because I had other things to do. And now I'm back into business and back into open source, back into streaming and some other things. So yeah, a couple of things I want to mention. So today I'm gonna to write some Terraform AWS modules code. If anyone has any idea of what to do or like what kind of pull request or what kind of issue to work, uh, yeah, just write a comment and maybe I will look into it if I have time. I have few things aligned. There are a lot of issues and a lot of pull requests which I need to look into, but yeah, I'm not sure that I will be able to accomplish many of them today. As always, there are more issues, more pull requests than amount of time which me or Brian or pretty much anyone else who is contributing is able to allocate. So that's how it is. A couple things more I want to share with you guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I guess is the right way to say. So weekly.tf is happening. Nevertheless, I'm still publishing newsletter every week, and yeah, and that's pretty much it. I'd like to say that I'm constantly looking for sponsors for Terraform weekly newsletter, and there are more than 5,700 subscribers through emails, plus many more people will see your information through social medias and so on. So this week's sponsor is Cloud Truth. You can take a look into Cloud Truth's website. Let me go. Cloudtruth.com is a website, and you can figure out what exactly they do. They are helping you with making sure that your Terraform variables values are properly generated, and yeah, that's pretty much what they do. Check them out if you are interested. And yeah, big shout out to Gwen, who accomplished, well, she accomplished it very quickly. I was just too slow in announcing it, but she made Terraform best practices translated into Korean, yeah, which is pretty cool. And yeah, and if anyone wants to have documentation or any technical information in Korean, please reach out to her. The link is inside of this Terraform weekly newsletter. And yeah, she wants to practice it this way. Also, one more thing, which is kind of cool, I guess. I'm gonna to be at AWS reInvent in 1 month. Oh yeah, so soon in 1 month, and there I will be having a booth for a couple hours. I will be talking about Terraform AWS modules as well as some serverless TF things, which is kind of my regular session because I had it for already maybe 2, maybe even 3 years in a row. And yeah, no, 2 years. Yeah, 2 years in a row. And this time it will be the same, but I also will probably co-reveal. Co-reveal means that I will reveal it together with another person, the project we are working on, which is along the lines of making Terraform infrastructure as code ready for compliance automatically. It's a bit too early to say. I mean, there are still a lot of coding to be done and a lot of supplementary information to be developed, but yeah, so far looks good. I'm happy with the way it goes, so it should be all right. And also, yeah, hello Tata, hello Philip. Yeah, let me know how you can hear me because I'm so much fed up with Crisp. Oh my god, it's the worst project ever. Not project, tool ever. uh, I think it is already not needed because this functionality is already available inside of latest Mac OS. but we'll see. Yeah, so that's it. And the last thing, yeah, thank you very much, Philip, for confirming, because I'm pretty loud myself. I can hear myself very well. The last thing which I want to say is that, hello, Umka, same for video. Okay, good, thank you. The last thing which I want to say is that there are a lot of people a lot of users, a lot of companies who are using Terraform AWS modules. And the way how I survive, I don't have time for a full-time job because I do quite a lot of different things, pretty much full-time. So, in open source, in different media projects, and I'm heavily dependent on sponsorship. So that's how it works, really. These people, currently there are 30 people who are supporting me through GitHub sponsors. So if your company are using anything, or you just want to be a supporter, please join as sponsor, because yeah, that's pretty much my income. So enough being internet beggar. Let me see, is this for beginner or more advanced? Well, I usually like to think that I'm talking about more advanced stuff than people can find in documentation. But nevertheless, if there are certain things which you want to clarify and your question is kind of sounds like a beginner, don't hesitate to reach out. I can always send you a link to documentation or to any other place if it is already in my head. But in general, I like to think that I produce content for people who are more up to date, or who use Terraform daily, or who have specific questions, specific challenges in mind. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Cool. I like Twitch because that's the only platform where I receive spam. That's pretty cool. It means I got some users who watch, well, at least the spam bot. They're also watching my stream, which is always good. Okay, let's do something useful. Ta-da! Now the useful part starts. So, Terraform AWS ALB module. I don't know how, but I missed this pull request from Brian for almost 2 months. I actually reviewed it once, but I did not review it properly. So there are still some things to be done. Oh, hello, Josh. When are you going to do a live stream working with Terraform provider for Domino's Pizza? Oh yeah, Terraform providers is pretty interesting for me. Not many people know, but I partner with Speakeasy, and Speakeasy is a company which provides, well, where is this? Showcase, maybe Showcase? No, not Showcase. Well, anyway, it should be Terraform somewhere. No, maybe in docs. Well, I'm lost. Yeah, create Terraform provider. So what Speakeasy has is a simplified way to create Terraform provider. And I'm thinking about making a couple more episodes with them. And yeah, and ordering pizza from Domino is kind of okay, but I really want to do something much more useful than ordering pizza. And there are quite a lot of demand for this. So yeah, if you guys are interested in learning more about, not like just saying Domino's Pizza, but yeah, something useful for your company, take a look into speakeasy.dev and read about their offering. They have free plan, and yeah, free plan is pretty generous for many kind of indie developers and freelancers and so on. But if you're a company, then you'll have to pay 500 per month per Terraform provider. If this seems a lot, think about this twice, and yeah, think about benefit which it has for you. Okay, enough about this. So let's go back to this pull request. As I said, it was more than a month, so it's time to look into this one. I said it looks great, mostly small questions. Well, it was 1 month ago. Maybe now I have more questions. Okay, but also some thoughts about simplifying the map value. Okay, right. Yeah, let me look into this a bit and figure out what exactly was the case here. So refactor module to use maps instead of lists. This is one of pull requests which we have in Terraform AWS modules, and this is going to be quite common thing for, well, in the future we will definitely do something with VPC module which will benefit from such upgrade. So for now, let me look into what kind of changes Brian made and maybe figure out, yeah, maybe I will figure out what exactly has to be updated, or what I said last time, because I don't remember what I said 1.5 months ago. So anyway, the point was, other than all of this refactoring, this is it. So listeners is now map, as well as target groups is also map, which is fine, right? From the user perspective, is a simple case. So maps, easy to understand, easy to yeah, easy to work with. Okay, let's look further. Oh, this is where magic began, I guess. Oh, why there are so many deletions? How many deletions? I have no clue how many lines were deleted, but anyway, it doesn't matter how many lines were deleted, honestly. Let's look. Target group was deleted. Do you use TerraTest? No, I don't use TerraTest at all. Like, I had maybe a couple days experience with TerraTest in my life, and I always found it very complicated to introduce. If you do it for yourself, or if you have enough understanding of what you want to achieve, or you really need to have such sophisticated end-to-end tests where you spin up absolutely everything and verify kind of very deeply, then maybe it will be beneficial. But I didn't have need for that at all. So let me see what's exactly happening here. Because what I'm reviewing right now is not really meaningful. I already reviewed it, and I left some comments. And one of my main comments was that the variable type which were defined somewhere here, I guess. Any example? Oh, that's a good question. Any example to deploy IPv6 along with subnet? Yes, there is an example inside of VPC module specifically for that. This one, no. VPC examples, IPv6 dual stack or IPv6 only. So these two examples is pretty much what you need, Mohammed. Yeah, it's pretty simple. Here you can see I'm pretty sure you will find it useful. Also, there are there are actually several people asking for no, not for IPv6. I think there are some people asking for secondary allocation ID for NAT gateway. Oh, sorry, there was DNS 64 issue, but IPv6 should work. That's it. There is not much to talk about it. Okay, let's go back to this ALB module, and here is what I want to say. So inside a variable, here is where is this? Security group subnets listener. Right. Okay. So this one, that's exactly where my main question was. So Brian suggests to change it from map of string to just any, which is pretty good idea in general. We did it many times in many places, but oh, I'm just thinking about it. It's kind of side note as always what I'm saying. There were some limitations when we used any inside of, with modules from Terragrunt. So that's why in many places we used to wrap this value with JSON encode, so that if variable is type of any, we cannot pass it from Terragrunt HCL file to Terraform. But, and this is important, I don't think I will use Terragrunt at all, which is very unfortunate because I've been using it, since 2016, pretty much every day on all projects. And the reason for that is that they simply said that they don't want to support Terraform 1.6. Of course, OpenTofu, where they are more present, will support it. So what it means is that we can simplify our code quite a bit. Currently, the code looks like this. You see, it has try and then JSON encode, and we try to JSON decode this value. If we cannot, then we just use it as it is. So these hacks were added specifically for Terragrunt, or even worse. Oh my God, I don't want to show it to you guys, but it was nightmare. This module, there is issue number 59, and as you can see, if you are reading this and want to try fixing it, please increase the counter below. So number of hours I spent on this issue was 22. And the biggest challenge here was specifically related to the way how Terragrunt works. So finally I have fixed it with very ugly solution, but it works. Again, nobody should look into the way how, Oh, cool, right. Well, not cool, but we unfortunately had to drop Terragrunt from our project by the same reason. Yeah, and that's pretty much where we are right now. I've been advocating for Terragrunt for quite a long time. Then at some point, approximately 2-3 years ago, I said like, well, I don't think we should be using Terragrunt, but there is no better alternative. And now there is simply no way to use Terragrunt as long as you're not using OpenTofu, which to my mind is pretty awkward initiative, but nobody was asking my opinion before it happens. So anyway, I don't want to mention any other projects which I will be using for my future projects. Again, there is no migration path whatsoever from Terragrunt to Terraform or to any other tool. So yeah, it will be a lot of copy pasted and maybe shell scripts, and yeah, new round of evolution is definitely happening. Anyway, going back to this, if we are not using Terragrunt, we don't have to wrap our code with this JSON encode, JSON decode, and our code will be significantly simpler. I like it. I like it very much. Okay, going back to this one. So let's use any. What was my main concern about these listeners? Let's see if I ever find listeners. Where are you, listeners? Somewhere here, right? Right. So for listeners, okay, no, it's not that. Where can it be? Okay, no, let's review it from different. I wanted to see how exactly listeners are being used or what kind of structure it has, and I couldn't find it. So let me look into my previous review. View reviewed changes. No, that's not what I want. View reviewed changes. That's exactly right. So that's what I saw. That's what I commented. No, I don't care about what I commented. Let's look into just what I said that time and, well, and hope that I didn't change my mind so much. Because if I did, then I will need to look into this much closely. Okay, good. So the first thing, there was ancient bug inside of 2.49 of AWS provider. Ryan said that re-enabling this in example worked. Okay, good. That's good. First problem solved. Really, this was like 3 years old bug or even more. This is good. Okay, so here is it. Variable structure and naming in general is hard, and there are multiple levels inside of map, inside of listener. So my concern here was that this map, I mean, this is type of any obviously, but this map has key, which is okay, fine, this is clear. And then inside of it, it has some common arguments like port, protocol, and blah, blah, blah. But then it also has some actions. And one of the action is call forward. Another action can be weighted forward, fixed response, and so on. So maybe we can improve it by making it more granular somehow. Also, there is rules, and it was not really clear when I looked into all of this. Yeah, I can look into upgrade guide, I guess. If I look into just upgrade document, if I look into upgrade 9.0, I should be able to see it here pretty clearly. Okay, right, so a lot of things were combined together. As you can see, it was different. Where was it? Replaced with listeners. Where is listeners? Right, it was somewhere here. Where was it? Right, so target groups were combined into one big map. Okay, let's look into this case. So this case here, that's how it was before. So we had list of something. So that was not good. And here in the new setup, where is this new setup? In the new setup, we have listeners, default, port, protocol, and then action. So some action should be defined. As you can see, port protocol is kind of required, probably most of the time. But then we have another action, which is redirect. And it's very hard to figure out what kind of keys are required inside of this. So post protocol, I guess, always required. But then we have another kind of rules. Why rules here? What is rules here? I don't really understand. So rules inside of this redirect, right? No, inside of this listener. And it has another thing. And it has another weighted forward in addition to fixed response, but different priorities. Yeah, very hard to follow. And then we have another redirect. What is this rules? These rules belong to this guy, right? So and then inside of rules, we have fixed response, weighted forward, and redirect. Does anyone understand what's going on here? Because here we have one listener, fine. We define some things here, like required things and redirect. What is this one? Is this another? No, I don't understand. Here we have HTTP weighted target with this approach. The problem with map object is input variable is that ideally you need to make quite extensive validation of options. Yeah, and that's a good idea to make validation if you have pretty powerful mechanism in Terraform to do so. The problem is that Terraform validation is a joke. Really, I mean, I cannot take it seriously, honestly. You cannot reference to anything inside of yeah, you cannot reference to any other values inside of it. Everything should be very, very hard-coded, very static. So you cannot control like name of keys to be one of specific type. You cannot write union and so on. So yeah, with current situation of how validation is implemented inside of variable block or even inside of precondition, I don't think it will be possible to do. Those are forwarding rules dependent on the condition, and for each condition you define targets. Right, but what is this one? What is this redirect for? Is this like priority one, or what is a redirect versus this one? I forgot. I honestly forgot. This happens. This is H. Somebody discovered this hidden gem. Let me show it to you guys. I think you deserve it. Oh my god, where is it? So it's gonna to be YouTube watch like this. Okay, so it says it's common for all. Yeah, I understand that it will redirect HTTP to HTTPS, and if it is common for all, then we only need to respect rules, right? And one of the rules which was hard-coded there is this awesome song. Oh yeah, I don't have to turn on music because YouTube will just mm, yeah block my video. This happens in the past, but yeah, uh, that's it. Okay, so mm, so ugly, deeply nested maps. Oh yeah, yeah, well-known meme. I know, and that's that's how it is. So I put Putin's name here and this meme. Maybe I will put more memes there because why not? This code is used in enterprises, and life in enterprise can be pretty boring. Okay, uh, let's see what Brian says, and maybe it's not so bad. Uh, yes, any of the networking resources tend to get very granular with just miles of nested maps. I actually created an AppMesh module a while ago, but after seeing such deeply nested maps everywhere, I felt like that was not going to do any good, so it never saw the light of day. Yeah, of course, if it looks pretty cumbersome like this one, it's pretty uh, hard to explain to users like what kind of schema do we really expect from you. And going back to the validation point, uh, there are several places where we can validate values. Maybe not as complete as possible, but after condition, no, what is it? After validation block inside of variable, um, we can use precondition and post condition for that. Well, not post condition, but probably precondition at some way or another. Um, the problem with that is that it requires us to use Terraform 1.2 at least, or even 1.45, which is unlikely going to happen in the near future in Terraform AWS modules as lowest requirement. Um, but yeah, what else can we do to improve understandability of this input variable? Because currently, when person looks into this code and they say like, oh, I need to make, I don't know, redirect and fixed response. Okay, so they copy paste something like this. But then person said, oh, by the way, what can I put inside of, mm, let's say when this condition is not met, I want to do weighted forward using something like this. And users will have hard time understanding what exactly they can put inside of each, like this one. Pretty hard, pretty hard to do. Yeah, I know that it's going to be hard for people to figure out, but this is not really different from the complicated structure as it was today. Here is also like listener, and then we need to specify this inputs, or this one if we want to have forward. Yeah. Okay. I'm glad that I convinced myself to keep reading uh, and accepting this one. I think this starts getting into the specific example blueprint territory. A few questions for you. We want to show actual examples or just snippets in docs? Should that be added in this PR or follow-up? Yeah, that's a good question. Let me look into the docs. And what do we have in the docs? being honest, to use this module, you need to understand how ALB works. So it is expected that user is familiar with the networking concept. Yeah, that's for sure. But I'm just thinking, how can we simplify um, life of person who spent some time reading AWS documentation, and now they want to use this module? It's not like one-to-one relation. Sometimes we use different names, different keys, and so on. So going back to the question which Brian says, where should we put these snippets or like solutions? And let me see. If I look into this, into this one, currently we have usage section inside of README like this. And we also show how to implement certain features like HTTP to HTTPS redirect, and how to use Cognita. Yeah, so we already have actually some. And then we say like, when you're using rules, make sure that every rules action block ends in forward redirect. So we already explained to user what do we expect from them. And similar for NLB. Right, so I think that the right solution is to put small but very concrete sections here in the README, how to achieve specifically one thing like redirect or whatsoever is supported. Okay, good. So let's put it here. Oh yeah, this is like a Lisp amount of closing curly brackets. Let's update README in the root module and show how to use this module in general for ALB and include multiple small chunks of configurations to illustrate different actions, right? Different actions. Forward. What was another one? Forward and redirect, fixed response. Etc. Nested maps is unfortunately not the best solution. We can help users by showing docs in, but showing snippets in the docs. Okay. Right. Okay. So that's it. Then let's look into another thing. So need to include information about such resource change, since it's another resource. Right. Okay. So Again, I don't know what is the difference between security group rule and VPC security group egress rule. Is it just more specific? So I asked what's the difference between this kind of generic rule and VPC security group rule. Again, there is nothing else than VPC. So should we use VPC security group everywhere in other modules as well? For the difference, so this is a difference. Terraform currently provides security group resource with ingress and egress rules. Both of these resources were added before AWS assigned a default group rule unique ID. And they don't work well in the scenarios using description and tags attribute, which rely on unique ID. So does it mean that we will be able to how to say, change description inside of this resource without it being recreated like it was in the previous resource? And that's good. You should not use blah 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 in conjunction with AWS security group with inline rules or with security group attached and the same security group, as rule conflicts may occur and rules will be overwritten. Yeah, of course. That's always like if you start using one resource, it's a bad idea to have it in multiple places. Okay, let's look what the security group rules have been changed from this one to this one. Resources. If you do not wish for the rules to be recreated during the upgrade, you will need to move the existing rules from Terraform state and re-import. You cannot Terraform MV across different resource type. Yeah, which is true, and it's again bummer. I don't know why Terraform actually not MV but Terraform state MV. Let's see where is my how to quote. No, I cannot quote it. How can I suggest something? Okay. Yeah, I need my suggestion. What is my suggestion? Okay, here is it. So it was inside of upgrade guide. Here, trick, state MV. For example, for one rule, you would perform the following, given the following. What? For example, for one rule, you would perform for one rule. What is this? For one rule, you would perform the following. Given the following, you would perform the following. What? You would perform the following. You would perform the following snippet would perform it for you. For one rule, you would perform the following snippet. Something like this. Okay, so ingress all HTTP. So this is what we had before. and this is how it looks now. And Terraform state rm, we delete ingress all HTTP, this one, and we import it under another thing. So it's going to be security group rule. Ensure the key matches updated implementation. Yeah, the thing is that I don't know where to get the security group rule ID. You probably need to look into how it was created before. Like you need to get this ID from somewhere. Okay, let's go on reading this one. So this is good. This is good. This is good. I mean, updating versions is done. Also, do you know what's up with the wrappers? I cannot figure out why CI keeps showing a diff even if I manually fix it. Okay, let's take a look into that one. Well, I don't see it showing as a diff anymore. Maybe it was somewhere here. Manually fix to pass CI check. Let's see what exactly Brian did. They changed ordering. Interesting. Why it is so? Interesting that it shows this in different orders. There was a change in the past inside a pre-commit Terraform hook, but I guess this was exactly the reason why this is updated. Yeah, but why why this is a problem right now, I don't understand. I think it was fixed here inside of this, around this version. Yeah, so different order here. Let me take a look. I think we fixed it. No, not this one. Yeah, fixed ordering issue in this hook. Okay, good. So it was fixed. Yeah, we added this sort. Okay, right. So it's 183.1, and this one is already new, so which is good. We can also say, please upgrade this version. Oops, no, not this one. To make sure that ordering in wrappers is okay. Ref. Hello, Daniel. Yeah, it was nice to be in Bulgaria. Absolutely. So thank you very much for going to this community day event, and I enjoy being there. Really good. Next community day will be in Kazakhstan in 3 weeks. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, cool. So let's see. It's already. What exactly did I say here? Is there a way to see what I just commented? No. No. I don't see it, but okay. I think in general it looks good. There are just text things, so it looks very good for such a long delay with the review. And this is it. Alright, I just suggested some things in text. Right, yeah, that's it. There is nothing more. This one is important, so the documentation is up to date. And that's it. Cool. Almaty, yes. Yeah, I'm going to be in Almaty as well. Okay. Okay, let's close as much as I can. Added import table feature and AWS provider v5. Melissa is pretty active contributor to Terraform AWS modules, and the good part, well, I have to say this kind of publicly, the good part is that one person contribute to Terraform AWS modules, and me or Brian or someone else spend time explaining to the person like general things, how things are made, or like general guidance about kind of most common things to watch out, like what to update and so on, how to name things. Then this person continues contributing. And that's exactly the case with Melissa. She was writing, I guess, more than 20 different pull requests in the past. We can look into profile and see, yeah, pretty active. And you can see that one commit, at least in step function, in ACM, in Aurora, autoscaling, and so on. So very active contributor. That's really good. Maybe in the future we'll even see OpenSearch serverless. I have no clue if it's different from OpenSearch or not. But today we'll look into, yeah, as you can see, a lot of different things. Cloud search. Oh my God, are there even users of cloud search? But yeah, apparently there are. At least Melissa is using it. Okay. Hello, Asamir. You're welcome. So this is where Terra test could help. Yes, writing test is quite tedious, but when you could check expected behavior and backward compatibility with it, the thing is that I'm not missing on that point. For us, it's quite easy to test things in different installation. You just check out old branch, you run Terraform apply, and then you check out the new branch, and only Terraform code is updated, but your Terraform state is from the past. Then you run Terraform state MV commands, and after that you run Terraform apply, and there should be no changes. So it's very easy to do. We did it many times. The hardest part is actually to think about like user who never used it before and what kind of challenges this person will go through and how to simplify that life. It's not like verify. I'm not questioning that what I wrote is working, because I run Terraform apply 100 times on these modules. I'm really had a hard time sometimes that there is no possibility for me to check that what user had before is actually implemented correctly, or maybe user misconfigured something and we silently ignore this error message, or he specified something but we disregard it and now we are using it, something like that. Okay, I don't know why I'm showing this one. This one is for now. So added import table feature, a very new feature which was added to DynamoDB. So the solution is DynamoDB table S3 import example, configuration in this directory, create table, and import couple things. Cool. Okay. So this is our sample CSV file and some sample JSON file. Pretty cool. Keep in mind that this is not like JSON, it's DynamoDB JSON. That's why here input format is DynamoDB JSON, while CSV is CSV even in Africa. So that's why it is here. Okay. Let's look into the code first and then, oh, that's nice. So somebody is actually using object module to upload files. It's not just me. Cool. It's really inspirational. I found Terra-test useful exactly for such cases when someone new contributes to the existing modules, and ideally non-breaking change shall pass. 99%, if not 100%, of Terra-test cases I have seen are extremely happy pass. That everything works, no matter what you write. What exactly are you going to test? Tests should potentially fail at some situation, but if you write them with the desire to be extremely simple and happy pass and everything works, then you will not be able to catch even breaking changes. Like, yeah, we had some experience with tests with some of previous projects I worked with, and they were absolutely zero value. I mean, good intentions, maybe poorly implemented, but zero value at the end, and lots of hours wasted. Okay, anyway, let's look into this thing. I'm just eager to run this code and see if it works. Magic detected. What is this one? Input format options. So this reminds me that when okay, yeah, maybe that's not the case here. Usually we try to not hard code things like this, because if in the future what is this? Super chat. Oh my god, I have no clue. Oh, that's real money coming in. Oh, that's nice. Thank you very much, Umka. Okay. So every time when I see something hard-coded like this CSV, I'm thinking that at some point AWS or Terraform AWS provider will add something here, and we'll have to update it. I usually try to not have this comparison here. We do have this in AppSync and step function and some other serverless things, but for this case, if this is CSV, then we are going to make this block, right? Instead, will it be sufficient if we say that, like if we remove this condition and then we are writing this thing if user specified it? I think it's cool. Let me explain it in the code. So that let's don't put assumptions. Are there any use cases to use the test for infrastructure code? By the way, well, I really want to say that Terraform test command, which was added in 1.6, is the way to go. The only problem is that it still doesn't work. So yes, that's how it is. I mean, it works, but if you open issues on Terraform, you will be kind of surprised how many things are not working there, but they should be working. Yeah, and it's really hard to debug still. So I think that in general, there is less of a need to have infrastructure code tests for real, because it's really hard and really fragile and very time consuming in most cases. That's why I recommend to focus on unit testing, like not unit testing, sorry, but study code analysis and unit testing and everything what you can do in CI or developer's machine as quickly as possible before you can spin up real instance and deploy this code in an isolated environment in test account. And then you can see how things work. Kind of doing it for the sake of just testing is pretty useless. To my mind, it's going to be wasting of time. To my mind, it's yeah. And the reason for that is that there are just not enough tooling still. Let's not make assumption about CSV, but instead render the code if user render the block if user specify the value of this will be forward compatible with the future improvements if AWS decides to do so. Hi, Ivan. Okay, this is it. And there's 3 buckets. So bucket is required and the rest is not required. Okay, let me take a look into. Wait, what is this magic? Why do we need import table? So every time when I see something like this one, I'm just thinking that it will. It can be rewritten with just try, right? Or not? Let's see. I guess it can. Something like this. Or something like that. Okay. Import table any. Okay, good. Let's see. It's definitely minor comments and looks good to me. Good. Okay, I think that's it. Yeah, let me run this example because I really want to see if this feature works. Because if it does, it's pretty cool. Finally, we can import things to DynamoDB from S3. Previously, I had this. Let me show you guys. DynamoDB table item. I guess this is it. And so this is for retrieval, and this is to push, right? So yeah, so previously the way I was importing data in DynamoDB was, I mean, of course, if I want to use Terraform, then that's the way I was doing it. I was using these resources, and I didn't import terabytes of data, of course. I imported just configurations, like, I don't know, 20 different parameters. So yeah, that's the way I was doing it before, and it was working fine. If I need to read it, then I use this data source, and I got item back. So pretty simple. But now we can do this through S3, so that DynamoDB will write this thing to S3 somehow. Yeah. Let's see. It's import table. Yeah, I see that all parameters are implemented, even client token, I guess. I don't think so, but let me see. Client token, where is client token? Client token. No, client token is not implemented. Oh my god. Client token S3 bucket source. Input compression type. Compression type. Is it implemented? Compression type, yes, but missing client token. Missing. Okay, good. So let's add this somewhere here. Is it the proof? No, it's request changes. CI passed, which is a good sign. So let's run some code, because you guys didn't see my awesome editor today, and it suddenly stopped working. Let's see. Yes, okay. Dynamo. So it's pull request number 77. Checkout 77. Example S3 import. Is it S3 import, or, I mean, with hyphen or without hyphen? Also, there is nothing in these examples. Okay, so README has to be updated, and example has to be renamed with hyphen. Do we use hyphen even? Let's see, where is this code? Yeah, we use hyphen, I guess, everywhere. So I'm going to add a comment and say that do you use PyCharm? I was using IntelliJ pretty much for a very long time, but I'm slowly migrating to Visual Studio Code, because my IntelliJ suddenly stopped working with Terraform, and I'm lazy to fix it. But yeah, feature support in IntelliJ is much better than in VS Code yet. Maybe it will change. Uh, Please update examples section in the root readme.md and rename examples s3 import to s3 import like we have in most of the recent modules. Right, so let's look into the code. I'm gonna to run this code, see if it works, and probably that's it for today. So let's see, Terraform init. I had some ancient version of Terraform provider. Let's see, let's download the latest one. So it's like 2 weeks old. T apply. And here is the problem, call to function format. What? Null cannot be formatted. Ah, of course, I'm not an example. T apply. Yes. So as I can see, it is making a bucket and then uploading files there. So it has uploaded files. Now it's making DynamoDB tables, 2 tables with with this configuration. So that's gonna to be it. Let's see. Yeah, I think it will finish. Oh my god, another super chat. Super chat. Try is Turkish lira, I guess. That's pretty cool. Thank you very much, Asamir. Do I correctly understand that if I want not to be like you, I need to write code every day? Well, no, at some point you will want to earn money as well. So that's why you cannot write code every day. And yeah, but in general, that's pretty much it. Yeah. No, I also do a couple other things. So I'm not just writing code and having fun with it. Sometimes I need to do really kind of hands-on work for customers, which is not related to latest technology or like kind of everything greenfield. So yeah, I need to upgrade some ancient clusters or take a look into some upgrades of Terraform, I don't know, 0.12, 0.13? No, 0.14 actually, yeah, we have. So yeah, but in general, yeah, that's what I do. Cool, so if I look into my console just for fun, because that's my definition of fun. If I look into DynamoDB, do I have DynamoDB even here? Right, I have a couple tables here, and I have and I have a couple records here. Fantastic. That's amazing, I think. Okay. Right, yeah, that's it for today. I don't want to stretch time, and there is not much what I can do. Oh, Melissa is quick and she already looked into some of it. And yeah, great. So then most likely this DynamoDB module will be up and running today. That's pretty cool. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for finding time, for asking questions and sending super chats. That's pretty cool. Have a great day and see you next Friday. Bye.